Oh yeah, and well, I don't know. I don't really go by it. Like I grew up with a lot of folk. Disco, Dez, Red, um, Cram. Met a dude named Kilo. I know Rock One, uh, Pescone, uh, Leak, Leak, Ask. Um, let's see who else. I don't know. I just know boys. Like these are my boys. But I ended up writing choices, and Solo, Han Solo. But that one, how many people grabbed that one? Solo. Um, and choices. I don't know. My boy but not Dez. Well, one of my boys was like, I'm pretty sure that's the name of a bar in San Francisco, and I was like, well, all right, cool. And like I remember our thinking caps. You remember that skate company think? But like I tend to get lost in my thoughts a lot. And I just picked Ponder. It already had the one in it, the oneer thing. Although I'm not like a PD oneer, although sometimes I kind of am, like Blue Line. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, guys. You know that. Like, if you guys know anything about me yet, but as many times as we've talked, I'm just trying to be a decent guy. Look at me. I mean, imagine this guy with all them crazy tattoos, like, and that brown skin, but like shave his head, and goatee, clean shaven. A little bit better shape because he's working construction. Tattoo on his neck, even though it say Mama's Boy. But yeah, I went with Ponder, and it ended up being Ponder 1, or PDR. I don't know. Call it PBR, peanut butter and red ever. Which is funny, my boy Dez, like, he just seen this word love up on a AC once, and he's all, dude, and I don't even know what me and Dez was doing on the freeway together. He's all, that's cool, and somehow, me, Jerry Anthony Witt, but Hispanic culture has you embracing both sides. Mama's Boy, Jerry Anthony Hernandez. And I do listen to The Cure, so Jock here, you cool, and you do hang out with some of the coolest guys on the planet. Albert Einstein explains that love is a huge part of learning. He went to a Catholic school back when they used to whip kids' hands with a ruler, yeah, too fly for the ruler, or somehow, some lines like that, something like that. And actually, I bought myself some Mickey Mouse sunglasses today. I've been talking about, Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie. These things just come progressively, and I just see pictures. I see clear images that a lot of people don't see. Easter eggs are beautiful. I was sitting there talking to a gal about Easter eggs, and she was talking about some show, I don't know, they're like these little bugs, they light up at night, and there was like this castle dude, or this dude in a castle, and then there was like these dudes with coconuts, and they were walking around searching for the Holy Grail, and there was this little rabbit, and he was covered in blood, and this whole army force came after him, and he was like, you're not gonna get me, and he killed all the crusaders. And whoa, why were the crusaders fighting the bunny rabbit? Because he must have had gold in them there hills. And then we saw, oh wow, all that glitters is gold. Even, this is in the videos, and I'm sorry, but I gotta be as adult and childish as I can be, all at the same time. I even saw a cartoon today called Pinkalicious and Peterific, and I was like, yo, that's some PBS stuff right there. We're supposed to be comfortable in our bodies. If we are all one family, I mean, if you want that big tree, carry a small axe, waiting to chop you down. Let them chop you down. And I ain't looking to chop nobody down. Actually, my goal is to lift people up. But I have been down for like 11 years. I've been working on the same thing for 11 years. I've been trying to get it to the paper. I have, you know, like I just explained, I've had issues with the police. I used to play bouncer. I will try not to drag this on, but you know, I was right. And I had an officer act like he was the law, although his job was law enforcement. And well, you know that song, I fought the law and the law won. And fortunately, the law was on my side that time. You know, hey, he actually did a good job in a couple places. You know, I heard he saved a kid's life. Beautiful stuff. That is your job. That's, you know, what it's about. It's about peace. It's about enforcing laws, seeing the limits. You know, like, I'd much rather have a dude trying to piss up a rope than a dude, you know, that's into little girls, you know. Neural pathways in the brain, hormones, all that crazy stuff. Like, neural pathways in the brain aren't complete until 21, you know, and our hormones start kicking in and changing about whenever. Even guys got hormones and cycles. Yo, imagine that. I got a cycle. Why do I got nipples? I talk about that in the video. You know, we're all start out, as females. You know, like, we all blow it out our tailpipes. Some less than others. You know, like, I might have talked about barbecue chips. There's this trick I learned. If you eat barbecue chips, sometimes, well, it smells like barbecue chips. And sometimes when you blow it out your tailpipe, you don't even notice the smell, but it doesn't exactly smell like nature. Like, I remember things smelled different. I remember when the fair came into town. Willie Nelson's coming to town. Woo, there's gonna be a big green fog this year. Willie, you're crazy. I love you. Actually, I think you met my grandma back in the day. You and Waylon. I don't know, rootin' tootin'. Not a whole lot of shooting. More like good timing fellas, and I appreciate that, you know, poncho and lefty and all, even wearing the you know, the sombrero. That's beautiful. I appreciate it, you know, like, yeah, that felt like heart. It felt like a touch of, I feel you from the other side too. Yeah, Willie, I do not partake. Like, I've heard horror stories about hanging out with Willie. They don't sound all that bad. I've heard Joe Rogan talk about talking to dolphins. Hey, yo, pick me up. I'm just joking. I don't know. Like, we've learned so much. Like, they got a ride at the fair where you go in all directions, like they do it in NASA too, and you try and find your equilibrium and stop it from going. But if you do that with Mercury, it actually makes gravity hold less strong on you. You actually, your mass doesn't change, but you become physically lighter. Like, we know how to manipulate gravity. And I don't know, you know, like, we're learning. That's what we are. That's our job as human beings, is to learn, is to grow together. Not, yo, we're better than you. Oh yeah? I'll show you how much better than me you are. You know who I am? I'm just Tony. I try to be connected to as much as I can. I try to understand as much as I can. And if I don't agree with it, or if it doesn't feel like it's right for me, you know, like, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. And if I offend people, I apologize. There might have to be some parental advisories on here. I mean, yo, I picked up a thing called Orangina. It was a beautiful drink. It was like an orange drink with sparkling bubbles in it, and it was all natural. But I did have to find a guy to be like, yo, check this out. You know what that's like? He said, that looks delicious. And I was like, you're correct. But, you know, like I said, Pinkalicious and Peterific, you know, like, it's PBS. We're supposed to be comfortable in our own skins. You know, like, putting other people down to make yourself feel better. that's a weird way of lifting us as a people up. And yeah, you know, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not exactly Buddhist. I don't study it. Although, there's a book I want to read. Yo, The Dharma Eye. Down. Sit down and shut up. I'll sit down and shut up and read that book too. But I have some stuff to do. You know, I've been designing clean energy process. And oddly, physics and Buddhist enlightenment have a few things in common, but I think a lot of other, you know, understandings also do too. And I mean, I think that's what understanding is, an enlightenment. What's a revelation? A revelation is a new understanding.